tonight, Melbourne swamped by the first deluge of the big wet as authorities warn there is worse to come. Flooded train tracks and bus replacement services leave commuters in a jam. A man hospitalised as a ute explosion shatters windows 1 kilometre away. The brave victim of a daylight sex attack appeals for help to catch a predator. A senior Nationals MP stunning call for the PM to resign. And Ashes tensions rise as Joe Root cries foul over Steve Smith's giggles.
This is 9 News with Tony Jones.
Good evening. The first blast of a 3-day rain event has caused havoc with flash flooding stretching emergency crews right across the state. Now, while today's deluge might have been less than first feared, it still prompted a warning from complacency against authorities saying the worst is still to come. Madeline Slattery begins our coverage.
The first day of summer and the rain set in, downpours leaking through the ceiling at this Safeway in Ryde. Elsewhere, sporting grounds were soaked as floodwaters surged through Box Hill. In nearby Baldwin, Bulleen Road resembled a river, and there were similar scenes in Coburg as cars ploughed through puddles. As skies loomed ominous in Torquay, across the bay the situation appeared more desperate. By midday, water was lapping at this shop entrance in Rosebud on Old Cape Shank Road. Sandbags were in high demand at Wantirna South SES. 2,500 were handed out in just 1 hour.
We're teaching them how to fill the sandbags and then how to place them properly so that they get the best out of it.
Early this morning there was calm before the storm, and what a storm it's set to be.
It's very likely that we're going to see rainfall records broken.
From tonight until Sunday, 3 months' worth of rain is expected to fall in what the Weather Bureau is calling one of the most extreme weather events in a decade.
On the first day of December, we've already got half of what the average for the month would be, and we expect overnight to receive another 40 millimetres of rain.
Flooding lashed the state, the worst hitting late this afternoon, but the freak weather event is by no means over.
So the risk really lasts right through until around about lunchtime on Sunday for Victoria.
The deluge has drenched plans across the state. Outdoor events were among the first victims, with all weekend cricket matches called off. Saturday's polo at Albert Park has been cancelled, along with all surf life-saving competitions and the 3-day cycling tour of Bright. It's even rained on Christmas's parade, with twilight festivals at Ripponlea and Benalla abandoned and Santa's house closing its doors in Federation Square for the entire weekend. Authorities are urging against driving through floodwaters, encouraging motorists to stay off the roads wherever possible, as the state battens down the hatches for a very wet few days.
People need to be vigilant. They need to take these warnings seriously. Because their safety and the safety of those close to them, particularly vulnerable Victorians, is very much at risk.
Right, let's go live now to Madeline Slattery, who's with SES crews in Aberfeldy. And Maddie, the job, I guess, is only just beginning.
Well, that's right, Tony. There are 5,000 SES volunteers across the state, and they are all being asked to be on standby this weekend. One of the main jobs they'll be doing is this here, filling up sandbags. Thousands have already been handed out today, but this is one of the most important things people can do. Preparation is key, because we're told that if it starts flash flooding, well, it's ultimately too late to put any preventative measures in place. One of the other things all these SES volunteers will be doing will be getting up on top of roofs, assessing and mending up damage caused by the storm that's coming over the next few days. The key message from SES is to avoid floodwater at all costs. Don't run in it, don't drive in it, don't play in it. In fact, in just 15 centimetres of water, a car can start to float. If there are situations that are life-threatening, well, those calls should be made to 000. For all other sort of flood and emergency situations, well, those calls, of course, are made to the SES. Tony?
All right, thanks for that update, Maddie.